Episode number 96 of Heavy or Not goes hard into Canada. We'll talk about a new 196-page book and a 950-page report from Sports Canada. It's a plan for reform there. We're gearing up for episode 100 in the end of season 2 when we'll publish the strongest video message I've ever heard for coaches.
The coach's secret weapon for mental skills training. Hey coaches, parents, and anyone who works with young athletes. Today, I've got something really exciting to share. If you've ever wanted to teach your athletes mental toughness, focus, goal setting, or confidence, but didn't know where to start or didn't have time to build lessons from scratch, stick around. There's a brand new free tool that does it for you in about 30 seconds. As coaches, we spend hours on practice plans, game film, conditioning programs. But when it comes to the mental side of the game, most of us wing it. Maybe we give a pep talk before a big game. Maybe we tell a kid to shake it off when they're spiraling. But we know that's not enough. The research is clear. Mental skills are trainable, just like physical skills. But most youth coaches don't have a sports psychology degree, and hiring a mental performance coach isn't in the budget for a rec league team. So what do? Dr. John Hogg, a legendary sports psychologist who's worked with Olympic athletes, wrote a book called Mental Skills for Young Athletes. It's designed specifically for kids ages 6 to 16, and it teaches mental skills through stories about animal characters at a place called the Locker Room Athletic Club. You've got Eddie Eagle teaching leadership, Bonnie Beaver, who's a goal-setting expert, Fiona Flamingo working through confidence issues. There are 15 characters across 10 chapters, covering everything from self-talk to visualization to team harmony. And there are worksheets kids can actually use. It's a fantastic book, but here's the challenge. How do you turn a book into a ready-to-run practice session for your specific sport, your age group, in the time you have available? That's where this new website comes in. It's a companion site for the book, and the star feature is the Mental Skills Lesson Generator. Here's how it works. You go to the site, you pick a chapter, say Chapter 5, Positive Self-Talk. You select your sport, let's say soccer. You pick your age group, ages 10 to 12, and you set your time. Maybe you've got 15 minutes at the end of practice. You hit generate, and within seconds, you get a complete custom lesson plan. I'm talking warm-up activities, a main exercise, reflection prompts, coach tips, all tailored to your sport and your athlete's age. It even weaves in the animal characters from the book, so kids stay engaged. And here's the best part. It's privacy first. Nothing is saved. No accounts, no tracking, no storing your athlete's information. You generate the plan, copy it, and use it. That's it. They've also got a library of sample lessons you can browse for free. Real lesson plans pulled straight from the book's content. So even before you buy anything, you can see exactly what this looks like in action. This isn't just for swim coaches, by the way. The generator covers swimming, soccer, basketball, baseball, football, track and field, tennis, volleyball, gymnastics, hockey, figure skating, martial arts, dance, music performance, even general classroom settings. So whether you're a club coach, a PE teacher, a homeschool parent, or a team manager, if you work with young athletes or performers, this tool was built for you. And if you love it, the full book is just $25. They also have a team site license for $500 that gives your entire organization access to all the content through their LMS platform. See swimisca.com. So here's what I want you to do right now. Pull out your phone, go to the site, navigate to the lesson generator, pick a chapter, pick your sport, and generate a plan. It takes 30 seconds. And I guarantee you'll walk away with something you can use at your very next practice. And if you have questions about site licenses or bulk orders, there's a contact page right on the site. Reach out to Coach Mark at ISCA. His email and phone number are right there. Your athletes are already training their bodies. It's time to train their minds too. Give it a try. You've got nothing to lose and a whole lot of mental toughness to gain. Thanks for listening, coaches. Go build champions inside and out.
Here's today's fortune statement.
Get a new way of understanding yourself.
Think about it, journal it, use it, from Mental Skills for Young Athletes and the companion course at swimisca.com.
To achieve physiological adaptation in competitive swimming, athletes must routinely be pushed past their perceived physical and psychological limits. This imperative creates a difficult professional tension. Coaches must apply extreme stress to yield results, forcing them to operate right on the edge of systemic maltreatment. The Future of Sport in Canada Commission recently analyzed this exact environment. Their final report draws a harsh conclusion. Severe abuse in these programs is rarely the work of isolated bad actors. Instead, the data proves that maltreatment is a predictable output of self-regulated governance and normalized historical practices. To protect athletes and to insulate programs from catastrophic liability, coaches must abandon self-regulated power dynamics and integrate independent architecture. We can see the vulnerability by mapping out the default operating system of almost all competitive swim clubs, the closed-loop power hierarchy. In this structure, the head coach functions as the inescapable central node, holding unilateral authority over an athlete's daily life. Control radiates outward from this single point. The coach dictates daily training parameters, determines relay selections, and manages the athlete's access to college recruitment. When all pathways to success rely on one individual, the system operates like a whirlpool, drawing all agency into a single, inescapable center. When one individual controls all pathways to success without structural oversight, systemic abuse becomes an architectural inevitability. When safeguarding mandates are proposed, elite coaches often react defensively, fearing that oversight will neutralize their ability to run intense, championship-caliber programs. The Commission breaks down normalized harmful practices. This matrix draws a definitive boundary line between rigorous performance standards and actionable abuse. Programming a grueling lactate tolerance set is elite conditioning. Locking an athlete in a locker room as punishment crosses the threshold into psychological abuse. Monitoring taper weight within a private, clinical sports science framework is standard practice. Publicly criticizing an athlete's body composition on the pool deck is a direct violation. The report documents how body shaming causes long-lasting emotional and physical damage, entirely distinct from performance enhancement. Similarly, managing a shoulder impingement is medical discipline. Forcing an athlete to swim through acute pain crosses the line into physical neglect. A coach's intent does not mitigate the resulting trauma. Adopting modern safeguarding definitions means subjective justifications no longer protect harmful tactics. This raises a glaring question. Why do athletes, parents, and assistant coaches witness forced training or hazing rituals, yet fail to trigger an intervention? The Commission identifies this suppressing force as the culture of silence, driven by fear of retaliation. An isolated athlete depends on the coach. Reporting abuse means risking an A relay spot, losing funding, or being labeled a troublemaker to university recruiters. This power imbalance actively neutralizes internal club grievance policies. An athlete cannot safely report abuse to the very person who controls their career trajectory. The chilling effect extends outward. Parents and assistant coaches frequently remain complicit, choosing silence to protect their own standing or employment within the club hierarchy. Internal reporting is a structural paradox. True accountability cannot exist inside a hierarchy where the judge and the accused share the exact same performance incentives. The only proven method to break this silence is through absolute structural decoupling of safeguarding from athletic performance. The Commission mandates designating an independent safeguarding officer, a licensed health professional operating entirely outside the performance structure. Insulated from selection and funding decisions, they actively monitor the pool deck firsthand, removing the terrifying burden of disclosure from the vulnerable athlete. Embedding a structurally independent safeguarding officer provides the specific operational insulation required to dismantle systemic coercion. High-performance swimming and athlete safeguarding do not compete for control of the athlete. We can visualize the solution as parallel pathways. This flowchart demonstrates a system where extreme athletic development is actively sustained by independent psychological and physical oversight. Restructuring these power dynamics does not dilute training intensity. Coaches can still mandate grueling physical exertion to pursue excellence. It solely removes the systemic coercion and unchecked authority that historically poisoned elite training environments. A club cannot achieve sustainable, world-class speed if its athletes are broken by the system designed to build them. Competitive swimming has a long, documented tradition of extreme dedication. Evolving that tradition through independent architecture provides a dual benefit. First, it protects the vulnerable athlete from unchecked power imbalances. Second, it protects the coach. It removes them from a compromised, self-regulated vacuum where their actions are easily misinterpreted or legally exposed. Relying on old-school, closed-loop governance is a massive liability. Modern sports ecosystems, insurers, and governing bodies will no longer tolerate it. Implementing true structural safeguarding is the only viable method to preserve the integrity, safety, and future of elite competitive swimming.